Rio has officially lived up to the name that I gave him, and that is Mr. Still Yo Girl. Finally, Rio was able to come in and really steal his girl away, which is Celia, right? Like, at the end of the day, since he was a little 8-year-old boy, Celia has continued to be there for him throughout everything that he needed, right? Like, she was able to ensure that his scholastic needs were met, his friendship needs were met, his family needs were met. Like, she has been there for him since like the very beginning, especially since the very beginning, to where he became aware of Haruto, which is basically his reincarnated self within himself, right? Like, she has been there since the very beginning, and she is an extremely important person to him. And I was very worried about where it was going to go, where Rio decided is he going to let her be given away? Is she going to lie to him and say this is what she wants or needs to do, and he'll allow it to happen? Well, thankfully, this episode picked up right where we got left off on last week, which is where Rio came and he barged into the wedding, and he made a big ruckus, he made a big disturbance. And what he ended up doing, what I thought was really unique, and it wasn't even something that I should have, but I didn't even consider on what he was going to do specifically. A, he didn't out himself, which is a good thing, and B, instead of basically like stealing her away or saying that they can't do this or say who he was, he made it to where she was being kidnapped. But before he kidnapped her, he had a telepathic conversation with her, asking her, like, is this what you want? Is this what you really want? Like, can you tell me your true feelings? And he was finally able to get it out of her that, no, what I actually want, what I really want, is for you to take me away from here. So he did it in such a way to where, she's being kidnapped, and her kidnapping won't affect her father's status, won't affect her father's stature, won't affect her family directly, because she's being taken away and kidnapped, not of her own volition, but of by force. And she even put on a show where she's being taken away. She's like, oh, Lord Charles, Lord, save me, whatever, right? And that way, everybody in the Castle Kingdom, outside of a couple of people who are very keen, right? The commander and the evil vampire-looking dude, those both, they noticed what was going on. Or, they kind of have a vampire dude for sure knows what's going on. The commander, I think he kind of caught on to what was going on. And she was able to take her away. He was able to, get the army to disperse. He finally had to face the commander, right? And the commander does his final attack, final attack on him. And he noticed that he slipped away, he got away. But he also realized, like, why was something so powerful? Why was somebody of this status who could rival or overtake me if he really wanted to? Because he noticed that he wasn't trying to hurt him in any way. He noticed that his blades were without malice, right? Like, he wasn't trying to kill him or injure him. So he let him get away, essentially, which I thought that was pretty upstanding of the commander. I'm hoping that later on, or I'm assuming later on in the story, if we ever get season 2, that the commander will probably be a friend of Rio, But he let him get away, essentially. Vampire Dude tested him right before he got away, and he was very interested in him and his spirit. And then he finally goes and he meets up with Aisha, who took Celia away, and finally they're able to be together. Finally they're able to share a moment. He tells her plans, like, I'm gonna take you away. There's still stuff that I have to do, but I'll make sure that you're taken care of. And before they can really share their moment, there's these lights, green, yellow, pink, blue. These lights everywhere. And Aisha has this moment to where you see for a moment, like, oh, did she just remember who she was before? But instead, she gets a flash of another. And essentially, instead of people being reincarnated into this world, which was the way that people got there before, was they lived, they died, they got reincarnated here, much like Haruto did. There's people who are legit being beamed or isekai'd here from the other world with their clothes and telephones, cell phones intact and everything. And that throws a whole new monkey in the wrench, right? That's a whole wrench in the story. And Aisha was like, yo, you gotta go to them now. So Haruto goes and he finds these 3 Japanese people, and he saves them, and he finally meets Miharu, which is Mi-chan, which is the girl that he promised to always protect, but she moved away or something like that. And she's there too, which is crazy because she's wearing like a schoolgirl, middle school uniform or something, which tells me something about time, like time travelness, right? Because he was already 20. She seems younger than that. I'm very confused at that too. If you guys are enlightened to those facts, let me know, because I'm like, how can this be the same girl, but she looks like she's wearing a high school or middle school uniform? That will lead me to believe that this is her, but in the past. I don't know. It's very weird on what exactly is happening here. But regardless, those people were isekai into this world, and he goes and saves them, which that's kind of where we got left off on in this episode, which leads me to believe that the studio at least is hoping that they're going to get greenlit for a season 2, hopefully very soon. But man, overall, like, really fantastic episode, like really, really like perfect end to the season. And I feel very, like, very fulfilled at this end. If we never get a season 2, it is going to be very disappointing. But at the end of the day, too, it's like, I understand this might not be super popular. Even in the circles that I follow on socials and stuff, I never see people ever talking about this anime. Even if I look on YouTube, like, I feel like I'm one of the few that actually cover this and really love it on top of that. But like always, make sure you guys share it out, share it on socials, tell other people to watch it. If this gets a dub, I doubt it, tell people to watch that. But I feel like this was a really awesome ending. Like, I love that we were able to see Rio steal his girl back. I love that we were able to see Celia speak her true feelings. I'm very happy now. We know Rio's gonna get some kind of harem, right? He's gonna have his Aishas. He's gonna have Celia. He's gonna have now Miharu because she's here now, right? He's gonna have the Latifa. He's gonna have the girls from the Beast Village. He's gonna have his cousin and the other girl. Like, he's gonna have a harem. He will, right? Like, that's just kind of where this anime is really, really wanting to go down. But regardless, even if he doesn't, he's gonna have very important people in his life, and Celia will definitely be number 1, number 2, but she'll definitely be up there. But I thought this was an excellent episode. I feel very fulfilled. The one thing that I wanted to come true was him stealing away Celia, and that did happen. So I feel very pleased at that fact specifically, that happened. So I'm very excited about that. I'm very happy that we got to at least see that happen. Overall, though, fantastic season, fantastic anime. Didn't get enough love. Even if you look on my anime list, it's not the best ratings, but I think it should be rated higher. It's just fun. It's fun. It's entertaining. I like Rio a lot as a character, even if he is like the thrift shop Kirito. I kind of like him in some cases even a little bit better. He's very intelligent. He's very keen. I like that he wasn't completely isekai. He wasn't completely taking over. He's kind of like who he was fighting with who he was in Japan. I like that it's Haruto / Rio, not just one or the other. I just love this anime. I loved it a lot, and I hope that you guys did too. Thank you all for sticking with me all season long. I appreciate you guys being here. It's been a hella fun ride. I hope that you guys join me for other anime in the fall. If you missed our reaction of today's episode, make sure you guys go click that bad boy right here. And we'll see you guys for a season 2 one day. But if anything, we'll see you in the fall for other amazing anime. From me to you, much love. See you guys on the next video.